fun not doing the work. It's fun watching it.
This sucks.
So we're back working on the Torana once more. We've got the bits we need. We haven't got everything. There's still lots of stuff we need to do down the line. But Brayson here is getting his license tomorrow. So we want to get this thing going so he can drive it around. And we start off by fixing that lower thermostat housing. So Brayson here's got a big mirror. Well, it's not that big, but he's got a mirror. We've put on some 400 grit sandpaper and we're just going back and forward, just trying to deck the whole surface, make sure it's flat. So then when the thermostat housing is on there, we don't get leaks like we did last time. After that, we can bolt it all back up. We'll sort out that transmission leak because I've got gaskets now for the exhaust manifold. And then we can take it for a spin. That should, fingers crossed, be everything. Let's hope. I can't see nothing. Maybe I should put my hands.
Have a little drink break.
I don't hear you working. This 77 Holden Torana is my brother's pick from Dad's collection to use as his first car. And I think he's going to fall in love with it just like I did with my first car, Maggot Car. Though hopefully he doesn't encounter any maggot infestations, but I suppose only time will tell. And speaking of time, that's what we are spending here at the moment. Just going through the car, which already runs brilliantly, and giving it some TLC. Whilst also teaching my younger brother here a few little things I have learnt along the way. Not staged.
Not staged.
Now our lower thermostat housing is leaking thanks to a significant amount of pitting, which even after taking off a noticeable amount of metal still doesn't look great. But we do now have a level, solid, although thin surface around the circumference of the mating surfaces.
What? That's not perfect.
That's all right. Hopefully with some sealer and a new gasket, that'll be enough so we can move on to the exhaust.
Oh, where'd I put it?
Put it up here. Right, so Brayson's taken off the carburetor because we need to remove the exhaust manifold in order to change the trans sump, which is really annoying, but it's what we've got to do. Now, we've just realised too that the carburetor is leaking as well, but I don't have a rebuild kit, so we're going to take it off very carefully, make sure we don't, affect any seals, because it is working now. It's only a week, and we'll come back and rebuild it later. We just need to get it on the road as mentioned. So we'll continue taking it off, and then do this annoying removal of the intake manifold and exhaust manifold, which is ultimately the real thing we need to remove. All right, so you're gonna do that one, and we're gonna undo this fuel line.
Yay.
I'll get the spanner for that.
This is so exciting. There's things in the way.
So, don't do it at an angle.
Oh. Ooh.
And that's not what you want. If it started, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're not ratcheting. Well, flip it up and just use it as a screwdriver. Yeah, there you go. You're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way.
I need that.
Be very careful because we're going to lose the washers. You need to find a spanner that size or a ratchet. Too big. No, it's too big.
I believe.
That's a lot more work. Again! Oh, okay, no, sorry, I thought you were going to hit something. That was not very tight. You get some pliers. Yeah, some pliers. I still got a chip in my mouth. So the whole reason we spend all that effort getting the exhaust manifold off and revealing some leaks in the carburetor is so we can access this leak, which is the transmission. So we're going to pull the transmission sump out, we'll replace the fluid wire in there too. Once again, this doesn't have a drain plug, which is bloody annoying, but we'll make do. So we'll tip it all out, back off a couple of these bolts, and then we'll be able to replace it. But the whole reason we had to get rid of this is because when it's on, it blocks and obstructs these lines of bolts that are on this side. But thankfully, that is not a problem anymore. So, I think we should do that and then fill it up, bolt everything back together, then we're good for drive after we bleed the coolant system. I don't know what. Oh, that is loose. Jesus Christ. No wonder it's leaking so much. This has been surprising how many bolts on this thing have been loose. Regardless of how loose she is, this car is a true pleasure to drive. And although I do hate to say it, it does handle staggeringly better than the 70s Falcons. But I suppose in the showrooms, the Torana was more of a competitor to the Escorts of the era rather than the larger Falcons, which I think is where so much of this car's personality comes from. Its small, lightweight physique gives it such a nice driving feel, and even with the poxy little 202 6-cylinder, it's got a good amount of pep plucking you along the back roads. Nothing to stress about. Look at this unholiness that is the transmission.
Can't even see it.
Witchcraft. Absolute witchcraft.
Oh, pop in, go.
The driving style of this car honestly really stopped me in my tracks of opinions. Here I was, grown in a world of big, lumbering, brash and brutish Fords, only to hop in a distasteful Holden and actually enjoy it. I'm so envious of so many of you who got to watch, who got to experience these things racing. It would have been an absolute treat to see these plucky little Toranas blast through the tight corners only to be chased down by the dogmatic Falcons. Hopefully one day after we've built the Torana the way Brayson wants it, we can experience a glimmer of that past. But for now, there's a more important task afoot. We need to continue to corrupt my younger brother so he falls in love and continues to care for this car well past its warranty period. And to do that, we need to get him out there driving it. Alright, now you're going to try and lift this and slide this on. Lovely. Sweet. Alright, now we're going to get the intake manifold. I'll go back for it. This is going to be the hardest part. Everything else is pretty straightforward. I love to show you. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's just fluids now, I think. All right.
It's a hard life.
Cool. That's washer fluid. You can tell by it's the washer thing. That I don't actually know. That might be coolant overflow.
I have no idea where this goes. Really?
Yep.
That was the one that I didn't say, but
Yep. That's why I said they were the complete opposite.
Wow. So I feel like wait, how much am I pouring in?
Until it's full.
How do I know?
You're going to need another bottle.
Oh.
That's full. Yeah.
But Leo was causing that leaking?
Yeah. I told you it was full.
Is that actually full? Oh, it is. What, you said I need another bottle?
Yeah, I thought you would.
So what am I doing?
You're going to start it.
Just now?
Keep dry. You have to give it some throttle too. Give it more gas, goddammit! Oh, hang on, don't do anything, don't do anything.
No. I do have a choke, so.
It's not going to go anywhere. Bit worrisome. Alright, try again.
Alright, try and.
Got an exhaust leak. Turn it off. Oh, hang on, leave it running.
Oh, too late. What's the issue?
Damn it. It's got an exhaust leak.
Is that hard to fix?
It means going back, redoing what we've done.
Like, how much is redoing?
Enough. Alright. Can you... Pretty please...
Maybe.
Try... Again. Yeah! There we go. Alright. So now... Oh no! Oh. No! Oh. Damn it! Turn it off.
That does not sound good. What is it?
It's hissing. Hear it? All that sanding you did didn't fix the problem.
That sucks.
Oh, I thought we had that. I thought we had that in the bag. But no. So it has been some time since we last worked on it. Brayson here's now not only got his license, but you've had it for months. Oh, a month.
A month.
A month. We're a little bit behind schedule, but hopefully we've got everything sorted out. So I bought another second-hand, one of the lower thermostats. And when I got it, it looked in nearly as bad condition as the one we had, which had me a bit worried. So what we did is I got it, I filled it with JB Weld and then sanded it back, and now it looks pretty okay. So we're gonna try that out. If that doesn't work, I don't know, we give up, I suppose. I don't know what else we're gonna do. But whilst we've been waiting, we've also organised a few other parts. We've got the carb rebuild kit, we've got a new air filter and a couple new bushes and stuff for underneath. And then hopefully we'll finally get him to drive it, which will be nice. First, let's see if this is gonna work.
I hope it does. This has been a very long 3-month-ish endeavour.
It's been taking forever.
An unfortunate turn of events. Our thermostat's still leaking thanks to the arch nemesis of all these cars, rust. But now I'm confident we have sorted our issue, and if anything, this is just another great lesson to show Brayson here that working on cars is more guns and roses rather than sunshine. But I do hope that that doesn't sway him from persevering and pushing on to that main goal of enjoyment. And I know it hasn't, because he has caught the bug.
This looks too complex for my little brain.
It does sort of look like that. It does sort of give the idea of being like, it's far too much, but it's not that bad.
Anytime I saw him during that month-long hiatus, he would ask me where the new part is. Have I figured out a fix? When can we work on it again? All of which was great to see, but almost as if I was trying to test his faith in his new passion, I'd managed to purchase the wrong carb rebuild kit. And with the carb now disassembled with the old weeping gaskets removed, there was no chance we were going to start it today, not without doing some bodge job. But that's not the experience I want him to have with this car. So we are going to put this carb aside and tackle the sway bar's worn out bushes.
She is on. All right, do you want to go wash your hands? And then we'll put you in the car and push you down the driveway. What? Welcome to my office. We've moved, oh hello! Oh, you welcome too. We've moved the Torana over off the hoist. We don't need it on the hoist, and we've got some other projects we want to tackle on the hoist. This is out the way now, whilst we've been waiting for the rebuild kit or gasket kit for the Carburetor, which we now have.
Turns out this carb is like, the gasket kit we got is for this carb, but they changed like little things just randomly. Seems like a common theme they did back in the day, just random little things. They just changed all of a sudden and kept it on the same production of car, which is really annoying. But anyway, we're here now. I've also got him a new air filter, so hopefully we can hear some of those amazing induction and carby noises. So this will sit out in the atmosphere. That means now that the PCV valve, that's just gonna, I'm gonna have to get a gasket or something, or not a gasket, sorry, a air filter or something on that, so it's not just sucking in air without it being filtered. So we'll get that sorted. Now we can rebuild the carb, put it back on there. There's a few checks I need to do. I just need to make sure the transmission fluid's fine. I'll double check oil and make sure everything's running happy and healthy. And then we can take it to Brace and surprise him with it, because he isn't here helping us today. He's out, he doesn't know that the gasket kit's in, he doesn't know I'm working on it, so I'm hoping to bring it to him for a bit of a surprise. All because this has been a long time coming. It is sat for a while, he's been waiting on it for a while, and he was quite devastated that it wasn't working when we left it off last time. So let's surprise him with it, I reckon. Let's have a crack. I'm getting a phone call. Hello. Other than spraying fuel into my face, this carb rebuild was straightforward, thanks to this 3.3 litre 6-cylinder having only a single barrel Stromberg BX carburetor, which was pretty standard for all 6-cylinder models. However, this car isn't a complete POV pack, it is an SL badge. A model which is one step higher than the basic S trim, and thanks to that it has the ever so slightly more luxurious interior. Plus, this one has the optional aircon which doesn't really work, a radio which works intermittently, and the Trimatic 3-speed automatic transmission, which now doesn't leak. But unfortunately, that's where all the fancy pants optional extras end. We don't have the 253 or 308 V8, and we don't have the 4-speed manual. And although I'm sure having 4 on the floor would be fun, I do wonder how much the extra weight of a V8 would disrupt the balance of this car. It's obviously not a perfect 50-50 weight distribution now, and it could do with more power, but it feels really good the way it is. And I wonder if adding an additional 50 kilos up the front would make the car more unsettled and bring more understeer, much like what we experienced in the big block swapped XB John Goss Falcon.
Oh. That's right, we did the thermostat. That's why we have no call on. Oh, I'm glad I checked that. I was just about to start it.
And so I do hope before we do any big engine conversions, we can experience what they could turn out like, because taking away this Torana's lightness is taking away some of its soul.
That was anticlimactic. Why do I have no power? My battery. Yes. Right. I suppose we'll have to jump start it. Sweet, sweet, sweet. No coolant leaks, no fuel leaks. Oh, I didn't like that. The Torana here is running really quite good. Now, it's not perfect. As I'm sure you heard, there is still an exhaust leak coming from that manifold, and I think most of it is coming from the back part, or right at the rear cylinder of the exhaust manifold. Now, I've tightened up the bolts back there. Some of them were a little bit loose. We obviously didn't do our due diligence there, but I've done them up as tight as I can, and they're not. The exhaust leak is still there. It's faint, it's less, but it's still very much there. I'm not 100% sure if it had that beforehand, and I don't really want to risk tightening the bolts up more because exhaust manifold bolts, I don't want to snap them. So I'm not too sure what the go is there. I don't know if we didn't, I felt like we did a pretty meticulous job. I felt like we cleaned up the mating surfaces pretty good, and I'm normally good about that, especially with exhaust manifolds, because I don't like dealing with them. I think they're a pain in the ass, and I'm not a huge fan of them. So I'm not too sure where that's coming from. but it's okay for now, and we can drive it and we can run it and we can get Brayson in it. And ultimately, I think we should leave a few little things for him to do as well, you know, so he could get the full experience of having a classic car. And speaking on that note, he unfortunately does now know that I've worked on this, I've got this going, and it's working well. Quite unfortunate. This was meant to be a bit of a surprise, but because of some projects, mainly the one that's up there, stuff has been delayed and this video is having to come out prematurely, and he learned that this is ready and this is done and this is good to go. So my plan of going to school, picking him up from there and getting him to drive it has sort of went out down the gutter. But I think I've got a new plan, because I think, if anything, this might be a good thing. I was going to take this out, I was going to test drive it, make sure everything was fine for him, so he got it and it was rosy. We all know that's not how these cars work. That's not the situation you have with these cars. Things go wrong. So I'm going to take him out for a test drive. He's actually going to be the first one to drive it since we've done all the work to it. And I want him to go through and experience all the things, smell all the things, make sure everything's going all right, and just get a feel for it. Just take it out for a test drive and see what that actually looks like and see what it feels like too, because there is a certain feeling of, I don't know, almost trepidation when it comes to it. So that's what So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to go out for a drive in it and get a feel for it and get his take of what this car feels like to him, and maybe even get him in a few of the other cars and see what he experiences or what he thinks of the experiences with those. But for now, we're going to leave it. We're going to find a free time when the sun's out and get him out to go for a drive. But right now, it's going to sit here and wait. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting his thoughts on it. I think it's going to be interesting.